Hi there, I'm Justin Pritchard. This big fella is the Genesis G90, and in this video, a look at how Korea's flagship luxury sedan handles some wintry conditions in northern Ontario. Well, let's take a closer look and then go for a spin. This G90 is the flagship model of the recently minted Genesis brand, a Korean automaker who started as a Hyundai product line that's now broken off and become their own standalone automaker. Buying and owning a Genesis, whether the G90 you see here, the G80, or the excellent G70 sports sedan, never requires you to step into a dealership. They bring you a car to test drive, bring you the one that you buy, and take it in for servicing for you, leaving a loaner behind. It's a business model you'll be seeing more of, and it's getting Genesis noticed. So is the value. You're getting no haggle pricing, personalized service where it makes sense for you, and a car that performs on par with something pricier. With G90, you're in the same comfort and luxury ballpark as, say, a $120,000 Mercedes or BMW, but for a lot less money, and that's before any of the optional equipment is added to the German stuff, which, by the way, comes standard on the Genesis. Actually, they only sell this car one way, as you see it here, fully loaded and priced at about 90,000 Canadian dollars. Now for that, you get virtually everything, including ride comfort and refinement that stands toe-to-toe with some of the priciest cruisers I've ever encountered. It looks a big deal too. Come for the slick rear end with so many LED lights that it often created this strange strobing shutter effect in my cameras, or the clean integration of all that chrome and all that accenting and all of those sculpts, or the meshy looking grille and wheel combination that guarantees you don't get mistaken for anything other than a Genesis as you roll on by. It's a lengthy road beast and one with some serious swagger and presence wherever it rolls up, and that is exactly what this shopper wants. Ditto a new face in a sea of familiar faces. If driving something with big presence and uniqueness is important to you, this will do you just nicely. If you like big power to go with your big comfy cruiser, then this is going to do you just nicely as well. This is a 5-liter V8 engine, and it is one of the last of its kind. No hybrid, no turbo, just 420 free-breathing horses, 383 pounds of torque, and a precisely designed piece of mechanical engineering that is smooth and effortless and a bit old school these days, but a perfect match for the driver who appreciates the feel and sound and sensation of a gorgeous all-motor V8 engine that likes to breathe. Drive gently and it's liquid creamy smooth, basically inaudible, and not because of an electric motor assist or anything too fancy. It's just a proper luxury V8 that's engineered for beautiful smoothness. Hammer down and watch out. This 5-liter likes to rev, and if you keep your foot planted, it's downright spicy. Once she gets rolling out a little, G90 piles on speed fast. It's full steam ahead on a velvety power surge, complete with tastefully restrained V8 sound effects seeping in from ahead of the firewall. There are numerous more efficient ways to generate this sort of power output today by the numbers, but on feel and character, this engine is a real sweetheart, even if it can be a bit of a pricey date when it comes time to pay for the drinks. But it's the ride, not the engine, that's most likely to impress. Close your eyes and imagine that you're sitting on a comfortable recliner, and that is sitting on top of a waterbed, and that is sitting inside of a large empty library, and you're in the right ballpark. G90's engineers were instructed to make this car stand out with how quiet and smooth and relaxing that it would feel to the driver, and that is before anyone even knew what it would look like. Extreme measures to eliminate vibration and noise were built in from the get-go, and it shows. It is utterly tranquil, with that comfort-tuned suspension and adaptive dampers actively controlling body motions over the wheels and serving as a sort of ride-quality force field between the road and the occupants. You often get the sensation of cruising along in a hovercraft. It's very quiet too, and personally I'm not a fan of a quiet drive. I need some music or a podcast on at all times, but given the ride comfort and very low noise levels, the G90 does serve up an enticing invitation to just kick back and relax and decompress and unwind. The ride quality and almost total elimination of the typical little squeaks and vibrations and acoustic frequencies that cars make when you just drive them around creates a really world-class atmosphere. And the best thing is, it doesn't ride like a great big glob of Miracle Whip. It's quiet and big and very soft, but since the suspension can take control of the way the G90's body responds to bumps and inputs and steering and corners, well, you get that great big sofa couch ride, but with handling that feels tidy and planted, not like an inflatable bouncy castle firing down the road.
Now, that said, I would advise caution if you're driving on rough roads or pothole-prone areas in order to keep these beautiful wheels nice and round.
The interior hits hard in some areas and less in others. At a glance, it's very opulent. More by way of the layout and materials and colors, the comparable Audi or Mercedes, I think, gives you a more serious punch in the face where the cabin visuals are concerned. This is a bit quieter looking, and if you're observant, you'll see some switches and instruments from your favorite affordable Hyundai model, though they're easily lost amongst all the wood and metal and attention to detail. Wood and stitching and leather and metal cover pretty much everything. It's hard to find anything in here that doesn't look or feel great upon closer investigation from your eyes or fingertips. Feature favorites included the crisp head-up display, which looks fantastic, the lane change camera built into the cluster that shows you a camera preview of the corresponding blind spot when you signal, and the Lexicon stereo system, which will quickly become your new favorite gadget if you like music and have a pulse. Designed in part to be the ultimate in-car listening experience, it is an easy top 5 according to my ears amongst any car stereo I've ever driven. And if you've got parents or friends or clients who you'd like to treat to one of the most comfortable rear seats going, well, just stick them back here. Full seat adjustments, full multimedia control, recline, privacy shades, and more rear legroom than most SUVs. Headroom can be a bit tight for taller folks who may have to recline a little to prevent cranial claustrophobia. Thankfully, you've got your own control console right here. The driver will appreciate this center console layout as well. Central track knob to easily manipulate hundreds of on-screen functions, and hard buttons nearby for the drive mode selector, camera system, heated and chilled seats, heated steering wheel, and the like. No issue with trunk space, tons of room, plus a power closer and push-button lock and close for added convenience. On snow and ice, well, with winter tires fitted, the G90 drives the way it looks like it drives. Heavy, solid, locked down, and confidence-inspiring. This unit is on Hankook winter tires that work great with this car. You've got sportier and more entertaining options if you like skids and slides, but for feeling absolutely bolted to the road in a car that's keen to go exactly where you point it, this thing's got it nailed. And importantly, that means the comfort and refinement you expect are fully in play even when the weather is getting nasty. So, end of the day, a car with many strengths, few weaknesses, and one that should effectively make shoppers question the need to spend literally tens of thousands more to be this comfortable and well equipped. Thanks for watching.